Hello, hello, everyone. Hello, hello. We are going to get started in just a few minutes. I cannot wait to chat with y'all. But first, a video.
I believe in order to lead well, you've got to be able to live well. And that means focusing on your physical health, your mental health, and your emotional and your psychological health. Critical. And if you want to know more about how I think about that, then make sure you watch my video on how I break those 3 types of self-care down. So I want to make sure that as you think about the conversation that you have with your manager, that you are thinking about how you need to align how you take care of yourself and all that. Because it's really easy on our path to goal to burn ourselves out on the way and put ourselves last. And then you end up with resentment. You end up with all the clutter on all over the place, undone tasks, things out of order, priorities all a mess. And then you are at the risk of being pulled hither and yon by your overworked, super tired, stressed out manager who may not really be actively thinking about how their actions are impacting yours. They should, but they may not be. And so in order to be able to do some spring cleaning and get back on track, first, you've got to clean your own house. Get those sticky notes off. Get those priorities back in order. Align to what your responsibilities are for that quarter. How do they line up to your organizational or your team goals? Prioritizing them by urgency. Having some suggested solutions for how you would move forward. So what your go forward is to be able to talk with your manager, and ensuring that you have built into that schema for the next 3 months how you're planning to take care of yourself. I believe.
All right, all right, all right. Happy Thursday, everyone. Happy Thursday. I am so glad to be in the house with y'all today. Y'all, it's Thursday, okay? And I really thought I was going to have my whole life together, but the week is careening, it feels like, to the end. And so I am just happy to hang out with y'all for just a little bit. This morning, my shot of vitamin K is coming to you a little bit earlier than normal because, y'all, the day is packed, okay? If this is the first time that you are seeing my face, first of all, where you been, okay? Where have you been? But welcome, welcome, welcome into my home office. I am Kishshana Palmer. I'm the CEO of Kishshana & Co. We are an organization development learning company where we help everyday leaders just like you learn to live well and lead well. And we do this through sound theory, realistic everyday practice, grounded in equity-centered design and principles. And y'all, we have a good time doing it, okay? If you haven't been in one of my trainings, I don't know what you're waiting for, okay? Because it is like going to the club, except it's a good night and you don't leave with a headache, all right? I just want you to know. So today, y'all, we're going to keep it brief, but we are going to jump into this topic. And I thought I prepared all my lower thirds and stuff today, y'all. Listen, it's Thursday, but we're going with it. Today's topic is something that has been on my mind because I get so many like frustrated emails from team members who are like, first of all, I signed up to do this one job over here, and all of a sudden they have me doing this whole other job over here. Like, what gives, Kish? Like, get into it, because I am sick of other duties as assigned. And I don't know how many of y'all have had that, other duties as assigned as your main job. But what ends up happening is that when you are a tired, overworked, frazzled, busy, on the go team manager, whether you are a CEO leading up your own Jimmy Jam, or you're the VP, or you're in the C-suite, or you're like, look, I'm just a regular frontline manager. No matter what you do, we don't ever seem to get to the job description for the job we want until the stress is high and the night is long. And so you write these job descriptions, and I'm guilty of it too, y'all. I just spent a couple of hours yesterday evening before I wrapped up, just kind of perusing through LinkedIn and Indeed and just like seeing if my theory still holds. It does. We've gotten much fancier, what I'm about to talk about today. But seeing how much job descriptions are really all encompassing. And what I found is that there's a couple of things that are going on. Number one, either y'all ain't saying a darn thing. Okay, what is happening here? It sounds like let's take a long walk. I mean, it just is not. There's no real description other than just like let's go, and we'll let you know what happens when we get there. Or some of us are writing a whole dissertation. Okay, like it's like every hope and dream and sticky note. Look, y'all see how my sticky notes be hanging together? And sticky notes from all over your desk, your computer screen, from your bathroom, from your affirmations, you dreamed it, you saw it, you manifested, all the things end up in this one poor little document. And it's like the kitchen sink. Okay, just full. And you don't even know where to start. So a hopeful applicant, an excited person who either saw you out on the internet, who saw your brand, is excited to engage with you, gets to this job description and they're like, what in the hell is happening here? But many of us, particularly when we're looking for a job, have this push through energy. So we just gonna go through it. So why do we write these massive job descriptions that feel like the song that literally will never end? And I have some thoughts on that, y'all. So one of the reasons why I think we do that. Oh, let me say, hello. I already got folks come on in the chat. Hello, good morning. Good morning. One of the reasons that we do that is because we start from a place of deficit. Either we're overwhelmed. We are also holding 1,245 repeating tasks and 5 jobs that we're doing. And so we just don't really know any better. Like you intellectually know, but emotionally, you're like, you know what? If I just had somebody to do half of this, mind you, you're already doing 3-4 jobs, then things would be better. So you introduce all of your aspirational goals and hopes and wishes into this one document. And I saw, I mean, literally, y'all, I think I put 120 minutes on the clock yesterday. And I think I probably read through thoroughly about 50, 60 job descriptions. And it was all the same pages. And this is digital. So I didn't want to waste any ink and kill any more trees. So I didn't print stuff out. But if I did, I would have had an entire dictionary of job descriptions that are full of sticky notes, because job descriptions are reading like all the things you wish you never had. Okay. And so what I realized was happening is that either one, we're writing these from a perspective of just like overwhelm, or two, we really believe because we've been doing this one job, this type of job, you experienced for N number of years, that it should be easy for somebody else to do the same. Let me just sit back in my seat and lean and just. Oh, it should only take an hour to do that. Oh, it should only take 15 minutes. Oh, I don't understand why it takes so long. Do you have a document? Do you have a file? Do you have a video that would allow someone to fast forward into the 15-minute portion of the program? We're hiring with the expectation, depending on the level you're hiring for, right, that folks are just going to jump in and get it. And yet we're not separating out responsibilities. That to me is like the umbrella under which the tasks are, the what from the how. And so our job descriptions become this massive, like, just holding pen of all the tasks that you would want someone to do. That's not really the way you're going to have your team be engaged. I just got to let you know. And for those of us like myself who like to hold on to control, we like to see things a certain way. Drop it for me in the chat if you ever say that. Like, you know what? I'm not hard. I just like things a certain way. Or if you've ever said out loud, you know what? I'm just particular, Or you say, you know what? I'm just used to doing things myself, and it's better off if I do it myself. So if I do it this way, then my expectation, stated or unstated, is that other people are going to do it the same way, right? But when you're inviting in talent into your company, into your organization, you're inviting in different sets of strengths. Oh, y'all thought y'all were going to get through this talk and I wasn't going to talk about strengths. Y'all know I'm a Clifton strengths coach, right? Okay, so our strengths is where it's at to me. And so when you are inviting in another human who is coming with their own lived experience, who is coming with their own educational background, who is coming with their own unique way of working, a job description really should be like a guide, but it doesn't always have to have step-by-step directions. some of you were like, ouch. What you saying that? Well, Kishshana, how are they supposed to know what to do? Ooh, different live. We're going to talk about onboarding. And I think I'm going to bring one of my homegirls who is the busy bomb on this. So shout out to Joy. I want to talk about that because she's my HR, like other side of my brain. And so when you are doing the first part, we tend to get flustered and kind of give up. And so then what do we drop it, y'all? Other duties as assigned. Let me just stop right there. And what ends up happening is that the entire job of this human who is coming in, instead of them leading out on this particular set of responsibilities under which there's some guidance, but that they should be able to determine the how that falls within your practices and the procedures, et cetera, within your organization or your company, but giving them some latitude to think differently. That's why you're bringing in new talent. We end up shoehorning all the stuff that we forgot, but we know we're going to get to other duties as assigned. And so I have team members who come to me and say, Kishshana, my job says I'm supposed to do this over here. And this is already a lot, but I'm finding myself spending all this time doing all this stuff over here. What gives? What is going on? And what's happening is that we are not properly planning for the bodies of work that are going to roll up to the goals that we are setting for the year. You see, y'all, we've gotten real hooked on some fancy stuff. Okay. We love a good KPI, and we love a good OKR, and I'm like, and an ABC, 1, 2, 3. We love a good acronym. But what does that even mean if there's not a clear way to have your top line goals aligned to goals that can be broken down into bite-sized pieces that can be actioned, and that your team members cannot see themselves as a key lever of pulling that needs to be pulled to get to that goal? So when you're starting from the job description portion of the program, I'm going to roll you back and say, before you start writing out what this new associate, new assistant, new manager, new director, new managing director, new VP has to do as you go up in the ranks from directed employee, right? Because when you're at the assistant, associate level, those folks are looking for direction and instruction. It doesn't have to live in the job description though, y'all. Okay, that's going to be clear. They're still in charge of some stuff, smaller stuff, more focused stuff. But they will need some day-to-day instruction on how to get there because they're still building that muscle. But as you move up from directed to self-directed, so on up through the ranks, through the manager, through the managing director, through the director, the VP, EVP, to the C-suite, etc., those folks are moving into directed work and up into strategy. And so they're going to need a different set of instructions, if you will, and your job description is the window into those instructions. And so when you have other duties as assigned, and we're obsessed with it, okay? What I feel like it does is, okay, let me give y'all an example. So y'all know I'm a single lady. Well, if you don't know, now you know. And so what I love and roll my eyes at is when my gentleman friends will say things like, well, I just want to see where this thing goes, and I'm just going to take each day as it comes. Sir, did you take your college education and you just saw where it goes? Did you take your first job and just say, I'm just going to see what I can see? Or did you plan for that thing? And so we're used to planning. First of all, y'all see my dog. She's real. Chanel, you leaving or coming? Goodbye. Sorry, y'all. So when you see how she's been over there being a stalker? It's terrible. So when you are doing things like growing your team, like trying to ensure that there's sustainability in your team. Let me close the door, y'all. Watch, the dog's going to open it back because she's going to be disgusted that I closed it. When you see things like you're trying to grow a team, or you're trying to ensure that you retain your team, and you're trying to make sure that you grow talent in your team, that you are inspiring loyalty in your team, it starts from the JD. Don't you love her, Khadijah? Oh my goodness. It's because she is the stalker, and she's going to open back the door in a minute. I guarantee it. She can't stand to be out the mix. So you have to be able to be building what you want to see over here, healthy, thriving team that you can retain before they ever press submit on the job that you are marketing for. And yes, marketing. We're going to have to cover that next week. Today's Thursday. We're going to cover that next week. So when you live in the other duties as assigned, you are living in the see what we can see land. And we don't want to see what we can see, because that's where ambiguity lives. That's where unclear and unstated expectation lives. That's where getting derailed from goals lives, where you end up doing lots of busy work, but not work that's actually going to move the needle to where, y'all? Say it with me in the chat. Goals, okay? And I don't believe in burning the people to get to the goal, because people are your number one asset. And so when I do audits, when I go into companies, into organizations, and they're having some like big team, turnover, and I do that a lot. The team there's anarchy in the ranks, y'all. The people are like, I quit. So when I go in and I do an audit and I look and I see what's going on, I said, give me your job descriptions. Let me see your performance evaluations. Let me see some emails from some of those. Let me see your check-in documents. I start looking at the stuff, right? Looking at the stuff. And I notice that things are disjointed and they are not in alignment with being able to get to the goals that you are seeking to meet and exceed. Now, a lot of y'all in my audience right now work for big national organizations. Some of y'all work for small organizations. I know I got some tech folks in my audience now. So when you are building out a mission-focused plan, right? Because ultimately your goals are about achieving and actioning mission. You have to remember that each and every human that is a part of that is an integral key holder in making sure that that mission turns on and gets ready to go. So how do we roll back from this other duties as assigned kitchen sink foolishness that pulled us out of alignment? Yes, alignment. Come on, Lindsay. Come on, let's go. Oh, I see my crew in the house. Listen. So what do we do? Here's how we start real quick. Number one, you have to assess your paper. I wish I'd pause on the paper, pull up the paper. I really need a good alliteration, y'all. That's that's my church background. You need a good alliteration. So we need to assess the papers. So I want to get in your Google Docs. I want to get in your doc. I want to get in box. I'm sorry. I want to get in your Dropbox. I want to get in your Microsoft Teams. Get in there. What are the governing documents that are indicating the practices that you use to be able to move your team along the way to go? If they can't talk to each other, we got a challenge on our hands. Okay. The second thing I want you to do is at your next team meeting, I want you to just do a little pop quiz. Get a Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts, or if you're in Canada, what do y'all drink out there? Is it Tom's? Did I make that up? Tim Horton. If you're in the UK, I don't know what y'all drink, y'all. Y'all have the best cafes. I don't know. I don't got it. Offer a gift card for coffee or tea, whatever y'all prefer. But put a little quiz on the table. Who can name, without looking, your goals? And then go one step further. Make it fun. How does their job specifically allow you to meet and exceed goal? It's not a right or wrong. It's to be able to identify if your team cannot see themselves as a part of, right? They're part of the crew. They're in the car. Y'all going on this road trip. The job description already was the GPS for what they're supposed to do, right? And so that means they got the route. Somebody has the snacks. Somebody has the playlist for the car. And if they are not able to articulate where they fit into that, pause. We got a challenge. Don't do any more hiring until y'all get that clear. Because that means that your talent, your people, the good stuff that you already have in front of you is off. The teetering. Let me look at the chat. Yes, Danielle, oh yes, honey, I'm going into adaptive leadership mode. I got to bring you on so we can riff on that, because you already know. Nadia said that's the problem. Some don't have documents. Whoop, tell on the people. Nadia, I have a solution for that. You know that, right? And so then my third thing I want to give you, because I don't want your head to explode. Some of you are like, Kishshana, if you want to put that in my other duties as assigned. Unfortunately for you friends, when you signed on to be a people manager, whether it says it explicitly or it is just understood, other duties as assigned is the care and feeding and advancement of your people. That's it. You want to be the manager that when your team grows, learns, hits their goals, hits the Dougies, grows, and they move on to the next thing, they point to you and say, yeah, she helped me do that. They helped me do that. He helped me do that. Okay? You want folks to be able to say, that's your job as a manager. You're growing your people. Okay? And so you have to be able to have the things in hand that allow you to be able to do so. And so I know it sounds tough, but I'm gonna give you my third thing, and then I'm gonna tell you what you can do with it. The third thing, so number one, assess your paper, right? And then the second thing is talk to the team, quiz them on what they know. That's a good like pulse point to check to see, are we in alignment with what we need? Not just looking at the paper and you're rustling and hustling, but that folks actually have embodied it. They have taken it on. They have the ownership of being able to do that. And then the third thing is, don't be afraid to take a step back so that you can leap forward. If that means, you thought you were having a team retreat in 3 months and you might need to do a quick half day in 2 weeks. Oh, there's so many things going on, Kishshana, right now. I'm busy, blah, blah, blah. If your team is not in alignment, how are you going to get to your goals? Because you are a people manager, but you still have your own goals to meet as an individual contributor. So that's an opportunity to take a step back, assess, and decide, do we need to regroup? And then the last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to give you a bonus, then I'm going to get on out of here, is come on and join Ready, Set, Implement Live. Because as I see in the chat, all my Fab crew is already live. They're here, they're present and accounted for. They know. If you don't know where your documents are, you're like, Kishshana, so about those documents though, yeah. So about that roadmap, I've been meaning to get to, I feel convicted. Don't run away and hide from me, okay? Come on and hang out with me. So I am doing a live intensive VIP for the masses, a small group of people leaders. And I don't care if you are a new people manager with a team of one, or if you are an old dog in the fight and you've been doing this for 15 years a certain way, but now the generations are changing and newer in professionals, they are expecting and requiring something different from their managers. Come on over and hang out with me for the morning and learn my framework for how I map my way to a thriving team. And y'all, I learned this not just over the 20 plus years of being a people manager of global teams, of remote and in-person teams, long before remote was sexy, okay, y'all? People were fighting for their day at home, having teams all over the country and all generations, everything in between. So I have seen some things, okay? And also I have bombed. And so I have developed a framework that allows you to be able to learn and live and breathe and not feel the frustration of why can't folks get it together? And why am I still doing all this work? We're going to look at everything from your job descriptions to the documents you have and you should have. And we're going to make sure we clean everything up, make it nice and easy to digest and understand so that you as a team manager can set vision, get folks inspired to action, have that confidence that you can take it one step at a time, and it'll reveal for you where you need to do some professional development as a manager. Because listen, the best stewardship activity one could ever do is to invest in yourself, okay? And make sure that you're learning. So March 1st, the bit.ly, I thought I had put everything up today, but I didn't, y'all. I'm going to do tomorrow. The bit.ly is bit.ly/RSI live, all lowercase, bit.ly RSI live. And go on over there and sign up. It is about a third of the cost of the investment of working with me one-on-one to do the same work. And my one-on-one clients are like, you offering what? They still will just want me to themselves though. But I'm doing this because I want to make sure that more folks who are CEOs, bringing on their teams for the first time, who are, even if you were experienced and you were in your corporate life and you were like, I know how to do this. You had a lot of help in soft landing and now you're doing it for yourself. And you're like, how much is that performance management system? $10,000. Hell. Whether you work for a big organization, a small size organization, you're like, so about that, we do that in Google Docs or on paper, or I stay up until 1:00 in the morning the day before my eval and I don't feel good about this. Or you're a frustrated team member who's like, can my manager come? Like, send me the video. Say, I saw this nice lady. She is so nice. And I just think she has some good information for managers. And I just want you to see it. And have folks come on over and spend the morning with me. Y'all, here's what I know to be true. You will walk away feeling like a weight has been lifted off your shoulder, okay? I'm not going to do all the work for you, but we will set you on the right course. And if you were on the right course, but now you're off, I'm going to reset you. So if that sounds like something that you want to do, or you know somebody who needs it, it doesn't matter if they're in government, in tech, in philanthropy, in corporate, a brand new startup founder, entrepreneur. If you are touching people, okay, your number one asset, not your product or your service, not your mission, hello, or your company bottom line, they need to come over to Ready, Set, Implement Live. And you can find that at bit.ly/RSI Live. All right, y'all. Tomorrow, I'm going to be back with another shot of vitamin K, another hot topic. And since it's Friday, I'm going to see if I can make it spicy and have a guest come on and join me to talk about the highs and the lows. So as of today, y'all, we are going to touch and agree that we are not going to be using other duties as assigned to set our team members up for failure. We're going to get ourselves in good working order and come on over to Ready, Set, Implement Live on March 1st. So you can hang out with me. Jasmine, my darling, thank you so much for dropping that in the chat. And I will talk to you another time. This has been a shot of vitamin K, and I am Kishshana Palmer, and I cannot wait until I see y'all real soon. Thanks for hanging out, y'all.